Assalamu alaikum, another session of Ask SQ. Those questions keep pouring in and I keep answering them, so let's get started with another one. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I just noticed that you started a Q&A on YouTube, mashallah, and it's very helpful already. Let's keep going. I personally have a question and I believe it's a good thing to be answered on YouTube as well. Not just for me, but a lot of guys like me. Mashallah, mashallah. Okay, before I talk about my sin, I pray alhamdulillah 5 times a day for at least 3 years. Let's pause right here. Just because you pray, that does not tell me anything about iman levels. That does not tell me about anything. The fact that you pray 5 times a day just means that you have a really good routine. It does not mean anything else. And no disrespect to them, but this is a message to myself and everyone else out there. I know a lot of people who pray 5 times a day, but praying 5 times a day only shows me that you know the procedure. Does not show me that you conceptually understand why you're supposed to be praying. People sin and they always attribute, I'm praying 5 times a day. That just shows me you know the procedure. It doesn't show me that you conceptually understand why you're doing this. Nonetheless, that's really awesome. That fact that you pray 5 times a day is why you come back to Islam. So you could be committing sins, but that 5-time daily prayer, that good routine, even if it's a routine, even if it's just procedure, even if it's just lip service, the fact that you're doing that keeps you in check, keeps you in a line, and that allows you to come back to Islam and leave those sins. Because everyone's doing a sin, you just asking those questions, but a lot of people aren't asking the questions. That don't mean they're not sinning. Just because you pray 5 times a day does not mean you understand why you pray 5 times a day. I like that, you like that. But the only thing that I have improved in myself is that I smoke weed. That's a big one. I turned back to Islam 6 Ramadans ago. It's going to be my 7th one, inshallah, coming up. Wow, 7 Ramadans. I'm getting old. I became more conscious of Allah, and I did the same exact thing. I avoided the zina. I avoided women as much as I can. But one bad habit that I had, which was smoking weed. Now, I've been smoking weed prior to this for a long time. Smoking was very difficult for me to leave. Now, some of you might ask you, why are you sharing your sins with everyone? Shut up. The reason I'm able to talk to you about this is because I can relate to you at a different level. If you've had 3, 4, 5 years of bad habits, maybe longer, and all of a sudden you started praying and doing all these things and becoming more conscious of Allah, don't expect 5 years of bad habits to disappear in 5 days, 5 weeks, even 5 years. It takes time. And even till this day, don't ever think for a second that the fact that I've turned back to Allah, that I don't have a desire to smoke weed. Don't ever think that. Don't ever think that I don't have the desire to twist up another blunt. My desires do not align with what Allah wants from me, so I don't do it. The fact that Allah does not want me to smoke weed is the reason I don't smoke weed. Not because if it was up to me, I'd be twisting blunts all day long. But I can't do that because Allah does not want me to do that. Allah rewards each second that I am fighting my nafs to satisfy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will. Sacrificing for myself to satisfy the will of Allah. That's what Islam is. I'm submitting to Allah's decree, not what my body decrees me to do. The fact that you're even going through this, mashallah, shows that Allah loves you, because you're not rewarded for the end goal. You're rewarded for the journey, the struggle. So keep struggling, my bro. All of you out there who are still struggling to stop smoking weed and all that sort of stuff, keep struggling. The reward is in the struggle. The reward is not when you achieve the end final goal. The growth is in the struggle. Gotta get the iced coffee on deck. Even though so many people judge me and saying, oh, you smoke weed, your prayers don't count, you're kafir, this and that. Hold on, time out. If you have people saying that to you, you can't even pay them mind, even if they're saying the right thing to you. A person who starts off with sentences like that really does not have any wisdom in their dawah, and they truly don't fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and here's why. You're not concerned with how you make a person feel. You don't understand Islam. Your actions and your speech affect and hurt other people, because a true Muslim is someone. Other people are protected by their speech and their actions. Your actions and speech should not hurt anyone. If you have no better way to advise someone, then stay quiet. It's better for you to stay quiet and find a way to advise them. I'm not saying not to advise someone. I'm saying find a better way to advise someone. A couple of tweets saying that if you smoke weed, you can't fast Ramadan, and if you do it, it doesn't count since it's like drinking. First, I want to just say shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, bro, and everyone else who's watching this right now. All 7 of you, 7.5 of you, who probably just watch this for 2 minutes and then just exit. The fact that you even care, the fact that you are feeling a certain way about this, the fact that you're concerned with what Allah will think about me, it's iman. That's right there shows that you love Allah and Allah loves you. The fact that it's bothering you, the fact that you feel a concern and you want to do the right thing, even if you're unable to do it, you still want to do the right thing. MashaAllah, that shows like, man, you inspire me. You inspire me. Wallahi, you inspire me, because when people achieve a specific religious plateau, they lose that drive, man. They lose that drive, and I'm happy that you're inspiring me and others, mashallah, watching. But you're only inspiring 7 people. Inshallah, those 7 people help us, inshallah. Taking intoxicants nullifies the goodness and the barakah of the prayer for 40 days. That's a reality. Shout out to our cameo. Still have to pray, but the barakah and goodness of those prayers might be slipping away. That does not mean you stop praying. But there's a lot of people who have a fixed mindset. People say this with my tattoos. They're like, oh, your prayer, you can't pray, you can't make wudu and all that sort of stuff. So let me ask you a question. You made a sin, you made a mistake. People like this are stopping you from turning back to Allah. Never ever listen to a person like this. When you sin, when you make a mistake, you should be turning to Allah and praying even more. You should be going even harder in your prayers. That should not prevent you and turn you away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You should be going in even more. Don't listen to people like this, bro. People who tell you this are the example of that person who killed 99 people, and when he went and asked like a monk and he said, can I turn? Will Allah forgive me? He said, no way, bro, it's a wrap for you. That's the same type of people who are saying, oh bro, you can't fast, you can't pray because you have tattoos. And you know what that guy did? He killed them as well. Well, you know what, I did 99, I'm gonna kill one more person, make it 100. That's a century, bro. He went to someone with real knowledge and he said, Allah forgives everything. But you know what you do have to do? You have to make hijrah. You have to leave this place that you're in right now, because this place is filled with people who are very judgmental and you need a fresh new start. So you know what? Leave this area because people are super judgmental and go to a further land. That land, they will be more likely to accept you. Start fresh. If you have friends that are not encouraging you to become a better person, if your friends and people are surrounded by people who are saying that Allah won't forgive you, they're discouraging you to turn back to Allah, leave those friends. Wallahi, for the sake of Allah. Leave the people in the surroundings that are doing that and just start fresh. Make brand new friends, inshallah, who encourage you and don't know about your past. But keep striving, keep struggling for the sake of Allah. This was my advice to this brother. I want you all out there, I know you're listening right now to Advise Down Here. I want you to put your 2 cents. What would you tell a brother? If you found out and if you were in my position and you got this DM, what would you say to the brother? Now, if you don't have advice for this brother, I want you to drop a kind, sweet word. Wallahi, for the sake of Allah, put a smile on his face, give some encouragement, remind him that Allah forgives all things. Don't just speak and say, all haram, police him out. He knows what he's doing is wrong. We know it's wrong, but the question is, what are we going to do about it? Say some encouraging words to motivate this person and anyone else watching, and put a smile on their faces and remind them that it's going to be okay. Give them a sweet, gentle word. Make sure that you have a question, you ask SQ. Hit me up on any one of these social media platforms, Way of Life SQ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. I am out.